Alright, welcome to A2 lesson 24. We're going to look at second conditional. We're going to see what is a second conditional and how does it work. What is second conditional? We use second conditional to talk about unreal situations in present. First, understand this thing. We are talking about the present and the situation is not real. It's false. It's unreal, not real. It talks about imaginations. What do you think? Just in your head, what do you imagine? And we are talking about dreams and wishes. What you wish, what do you think of your future to be like? What do you think of your day to be like? What's your dream or what's your wish? And it is a hypothetical situation, meaning that it describes something not true now, but imagined. At this time, that thing is not true. It's just an imagination. Referring to the first conditional talks about are real and possible situations in present or future. It is real possible, but this one now is unreal situation in present. It is just not real in present. First condition talks about real and possible situations in the present or future. But here it's just imagination, dreams, wishes, and illustration. And what's the structure? We use if plus past simple plus comma would then V1. Remember the first conditional structure is if present simple will V1. Now the present simple of the first conditional, when we got the second, we make it past simple, and will changes to also would. That's something you should know. Let's see examples. If I had more time, I would study more. If she knew English well, she would travel more. If we lived near school, we would walk every day. Let's see some of the important notes. Second conditional uses past simple to express unreal present, impossible now, imagine the situation. This is very important. The past simple we use in the second conditional is not to say that something is completed. No. It is not that something is finished. No. This past simple we are using it to express unreal present, impossible now, or imagine the situation. It is either means that this present we are talking about is not real. It's just imagination. And it is also impossible at this time. What we are saying that, for example, if I say if I were rich, I would buy a big house. This past simple of I were rich means like this time it is not real. I'm not rich. This time I'm not rich. It's just imagination. I am not rich. This past simple is not that I was rich in the past. It just means that this time is not true. I'm not rich. It's just imagination. If he spoke louder, people would understand him. This means what? This past simple is trying to mean that this person is not speaking louder. Not past, but in this time, he's not speaking loud. And this is another thing to know, is that we often use were for all subjects. We say I were, we say you were, she were, he were, they were, you were. Don't say if I was rich. No. In conditionals we use were. If I were, if she were, if Jean-Baptiste were. Always like that. She were, I were, you were, they were, we were, he were, she were, like that. Let's like real life examples. If Jean-Baptiste worked on his accent, he would sound more fluent. If Fortuna spoke louder, we would hear her easily. If I had a big dictionary in class, I would teach vocabulary better. If students studied every evening, they would improve faster. How about would, could, might in the second conditional? Instead of saying would only, we can also replace it with could to talk about ability and possibility. We can also replace it with a might for small possibility. When it is just a bigger possibility, use could for possibility. Remember, this could comes from can. If you want is can. And then V2 we say could. Past. We shall learn that later in other lessons. When we talk about ability, you can use could. Possibility, you can also use could. When it's a small possibility, we use might. Example, if I had more time, I could join the dialogue session. If I had more time, I could join the dialogue session. Means that it would give me an ability to join the dialogue, the public speaking sessions. Or it could be that it is possible that I could join the dialogue session. If she practiced daily, she might speak more confidently. If she practiced daily, she might speak more confidently. It means like there is a possibility to speak more confidently if this person practiced daily. Now I want you to build sentences using if I had dash dash, I would dash dash. You just complete based on your own thinking. If I had dash dash, I would dash dash. You say something you would do if you had that the thing you mentioned earlier. If I were dash dash, I would dash dash. If here you're going to replace with a name of someone, maybe a colleague, a friend, just anything. If this person studied or practiced or worked, then you say worked like how, practiced like how, like studied every day, practiced usually, worked every day, or worked harder. They would, then you say something about that. If you say the situation, I could or I might, then you say something. Like I want you to use these frames from 1 to 4 to make your own examples. Let me just give you an example. If I had more energy, if I had more energy, if I had more energy, I would read more books. I would read more books. If you practiced pronunciation, he might improve quickly. If he practiced pronunciation, he might improve quickly. If he practiced pronunciation, he might improve quickly. Just make your own examples using these frames. Now you're going to complete these sentences with the second conditional form. Remember, it is if plus past simple, comma, subject, would or could or might plus V1. And remember, when we say verb to be, the past we use were only for all subjects in the second conditional. If I dash dash taller, I dash dash basketball. If she dash dash more, she dash dash the exam. If we dash dash a car, we dash dash to school. If they dash dash near Kigali, they dash dash more often. We're going to fill in the blanks. If I dash dash a million francs, I dash dash a car. She dash dash more if she dash dash English. If we dash dash in America, we dash dash burgers. He dash dash so much if he dash dash the lottery. If they dash dash the answer, they dash dash you. You're going to choose the right answer based on what you have here in the brackets. Have, travel, be, not. This is a negative, so you're going to make a past negative. So we shall say if he didn't work. Remember that past, the negative past is subject plus did not plus V1 of the verb. And we use it in all subjects, either he, she, it, you, I, they, we, and like that. Use did not. You're going to match these halves. You have A and B, you're just going to match with the right. If I had £1,000,000, if Jean-Baptiste spoke slower, if Fortuna used English vowels, if the school had a library, you're going to match it with the second half that you have here. She would pronounce words better. People would understand him easily. We would read daily. I would build a school. You're going to make your own here. If plus money, what would you do? Example, if I had money, I would buy a cow. That's an example. You're going to make your own based on this structure that you have. You have prompts, and then just based on them, then you make something good out of it. If plus free time, what would you change? If plus better English, what could you achieve? If plus new country, how would your life be? For example, if I traveled to a new country, I would earn more money, like that. Just an example. Let's do this quiz. You're going to complete like usual. If he dash dash rich, he dash dash. If they studied, they dash dash good marks. If I dash dash time, I would help you. If Fortuna spoke louder, we dash dash. If you learned English every day, you dash dash. You're going to choose from the prompts that you have here in the brackets and make the best version of the answer of this using the second. Thank you so much. Ciao, ciao.